living life on the road in a vintage bus.
Hi, I'm Victor.
And I'm Andrea. Our journey began in illness, searching for places we could heal.
We don't know where we're going, but we're finding moments of joy along the way.
Our first month and a half in the bus went fairly well. We were adjusting to living in what was basically a tiny house in a cold climate. All things considered, we did great. Then came January and temperatures that froze our water pipes. Snowstorms that covered the bus, creating a still quiet all around. The snow obscured our solar panels, which Victor diligently cleaned off many times. In January, our teenager was doing fairly well. They were coming back to life a little bit, advocating for their needs, scheduling some medical appointments independently, and talking about the future. We were still planning to drive to Arizona for a concert in February, so there was the sense of possibility and the excitement of something to look forward to. The bus isn't insulated as well as a house, so the cold seeped through the walls. The deep freeze affected us all, feeling a bit constricted, limited in what we could do, the feeling of hunkering down and waiting for it to end. It was cozy, though, if you looked at it that way. It was also strange and new and uneasy. Our diesel heaters worked well, but required frequent fuel refills. Victor devised a system which worked, but was a bit cumbersome for him. Just one more thing we needed to improve. But it worked for the time being. In the Northeast, winter settles in for a long stay. At first, it's beautiful. The silent whispering as the snow comes down, the sparkling diamond-like white that blankets everything. At some point in the winter, when the piles of snow grow dirty and you're tired of the 30th day of cold gloom, the thrill wears off. But we weren't there yet. We were hopeful and cold. Victor was able to tackle another task, painting the wood that covered up the window behind our refrigerator and cabinets. In retrospect, this should have been painted a light color and probably been insulated because the sun really heats it up. Hindsight is 20/20.
It's warm enough to do a little work on the bus today, so I'm going to paint that raw wood. You can see that I painted the old galvanized and the white. Gotta do a little more. It is definitely not perfect, but it looks a hell of a lot better than in white and drippy sealant. Try to ignore my wonky window holder situation. And have a 2x4 long enough.
February also brought some doubts and fears. Victor was having some major misgivings about the state of our brakes, and our teenager's health was beginning to worsen again. They had been in a pattern of having a flare of illness every year in the months of February and March for several years in a row, and it was happening again. Later tests would show elevated titers for Coxsackie or hand-foot-mouth disease and strep, so mold wasn't the only factor. Their immune system had been suppressed for years, but was also going haywire, affecting their brain. As we watched this flare unfolding, we imagined driving the bus in the winter, down unknown roads in unfamiliar towns with possibly malfunctioning brakes or bigger mechanical problems, and the teenager in a health crisis. We both silently knew we couldn't leave. We had several conversations weighing our options and continued to come back to the same conclusion: it wasn't smart or safe. Were we adults who were going to make a smart, grounded decision? Or were we going to fly by the seat of our pants and leap, hoping the net would appear? We had a dependent, someone who needed us to make the best choice. Truthfully, if our kids' health wasn't a factor, we probably would have tried driving. In an upside-down kind of way, it may have saved us from bigger problems, though it was a big problem in itself. We had to hunker down and get through it. And so, that was 2 missed Tool concerts. In fact, it was 3, because we had tickets to see them in May of 2020 in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, but that concert was canceled because of the pandemic. So 3 failed attempts to see them. Instead, we shoveled snow, thawed pipes, and tried to manage ever-increasing illness. The sun rose and set. The deer grazed in the yard. The cats did their thing. Winter moved into spring. It's hard to find the words to explain what this experience was like. Watching someone you love becoming more and more overcome by something you can't control. PANDAS can also be described as post-infectious encephalitis. The brain becomes inflamed and doesn't just go back to normal. The inflammation can last months. It also seems that with each flare, OCD increases. By March, our teenager was in a major neuropsychiatric crisis. 2 hospitalizations and a whole lot of trauma later, we found ourselves in the green fullness of summer, wondering what on earth just happened and what we were going to do. It's interesting to see what comes out of deep struggle and trauma. During this time, which stretched over 3 months, Victor composed a song that we both loved. It's haunting and meandering and speaks of how we felt. Dark, scared, confused, surrendering to what was happening, because what else could we do? It was what we were doing, and we had to navigate it. We both worked on finding our still center, on calling on whatever help we could, and staying as positive as we could. This song helped and still does. So sometimes out of struggle comes something beautiful. We had a lot of support from family and friends and our extended community. We can't even express how grateful we are. With help, we managed to begin some treatment with a new doctor. This was the 5th doctor we'd tried. Also, these specialists generally don't take insurance, and we had already spent over $10,000 on doctors. That might sound unbelievable, but it's true.
Can I say hello? Come on. Come on, say hello. Come on. Bradley. Hi. Come here. There you go. Check out the platform.
Progress was slow and minimal, and the inflammation lasted all summer. We were in survival mode. Living in a tiny house was hard under our circumstances, so we added a tent to our life, which Victor used while I was up all night managing ongoing symptoms. One of the ways I got through these difficult nights was drawing. Over time, I managed to write and illustrate a children's book, which I published that summer. It's a very special book to me, and I poured my heart into it. You can find a link to it below. One thing that did emerge from this experience was the beginning of a kind of personal philosophy that helped us cope during really hard times. I was fiercely aware that every moment was one that would never happen again, one that would be just a memory years from now. I tried to be present as much as I could, to love my kid despite the struggles, to remember that one day they would be grown and gone, to love my cats whose lifespans are so much shorter than ours, to appreciate my relentlessly dedicated husband, my mom who has my back always, to recognize the beauty of the seasons even though they brought challenges. Victor and I set up chairs outside the tent and sat together at night, binging shows on my laptop. Imagine this. We were sitting in the dark in the middle of the forest that stretched for miles. Often, we were bundled up because it got chilly at night. We found ways to make it fun, even though there was an undercurrent of worry. Things were not okay. Our teen was sleeping all day into the night, and while Victor could go to sleep in a few hours, I was facing a night of who knows what. I tried to focus on the beauty that was all around us. First, the fireflies would come, then crickets and katydids. There was always a fox shrieking in the distance, coyotes howling, owls hooting to one another. One night, a porcupine lumbered past us. We had a family of raccoons visit us, and a few opossums. I just put apples in there, that's what it's doing. Oh, there's more than one. There's a cub.
Oh, jeez.
That's why she's making that sound.
Yep.
It has cubs. One of the highlights of the summer was a black bear and her cubs, who I startled on my mom's porch. I walked outside and she growled at me. I was lucky she didn't attack me, but at the time, it didn't feel all that scary. By early August, after recovering only very slightly from the shock and trauma we'd been through, Victor took a good hard look at the bus's mechanical issues. He attempted to adjust the brakes because he thought they were sticking. He was going to loosen them up to do another test drive. Instead, he inadvertently adjusted them with the parking brake on, which made the brakes on the drive axle basically useless. We discovered this as he was free-rolling off the ramps downhill directly towards a tree. In a panic, he had the idea to slam the bus into forward gear and use the motor to keep from rolling back. Luckily for us, I was nearby and could quickly put the wheel chocks behind the wheels after he drove back up the ramps. After that, we knew we needed help because the brakes didn't work at all. We needed someone who understood the mechanics of a coach bus and who could come to us because we could not drive the bus anywhere. And we were also living in it, so we couldn't just leave it at a shop. Did such a person even exist? If you enjoyed this video and are curious about our journey, please like and subscribe so that you can be notified about the next one. In the next episode, we get into some nitty-gritty mechanics and get clearer on what really needs to be done to get the bus on the road. To hear Victor's song or to check out my children's book, there are links in the description. See you in the next one.